Guys, Luba here for discussion board is 7. Yeah, I think it's 7, and we need to talk about a or a life changing experience or a moment that changed the way that we look at our future, or just a moment that's had an impact on us, right? And so I guess what I want to talk about mainly is it's a pretty recent experience as the internship class, this class, right? Um, so I've been shadowing with a PT right now, and she works in inpatient as well as acute care, right? She's mainly inpatient, but sometimes we do acute care when I'm with her. And from the first day, like before, I've shadowed before in outpatient, but like outpatient is so much different in the sense that the people that you're working with are much higher level and at a much higher functional standpoint than inpatient. You know, outpatient patients, right? Even though they're not at 100% yet, they are like way, way ahead of pretty much every single inpatient patient. Because the people that I've seen so far, they've had severe strokes, they have end stage heart failure, end stage kidney disease, hip fractures are like so common. I've seen a surprising amount of above the knee amputations, like on both legs, and I've also seen a oh my cat too. I've also seen like a very surprising amount of UTIs. UTIs are so common, and in a population like a lot of people that I've seen so far are already like pretty weak and immune compromised, right? A UTI can very quickly you know lead to serious complications or even death. And so far, in about 70 hours of shadowing, I've seen two patients who we they had to call rapid response. Like I've been like in that same treatment session with the PT that I was with, two patients in 70 hours. Um, we had to call rapid response because they were crashing. One gentleman had end stage heart failure, right? I think his ejection fraction was like 15%, like it was like abysmally low. And his blood pressure while seated in bed was like 60 over like 39 or something like that. And that's insane. Like this guy was like, well, he was pretty much like, an end of life patient. And another time, pretty recent, we've had a woman who, this woman has had a acute stroke pretty recently, right? So a recent stroke. And like during the session, uh, she did not pass out. Yeah, she didn't pass out, but like she was unresponsive and began drooling for like a good few like 2 minutes, and so like we had to call rapid response because we thought she was having an episode, like a syncope episode. So yeah, that was pretty scary. But all this to say pretty much that what I learned from this is that I am I have to appreciate each day much more because I still have my health. A lot of these patients that I've seen don't. Uh, at the end of the day, I get to walk out of the hospital, do my things, study, play games, hang out with my friends, work out. A lot of these patients don't get that. They are, like pretty much a good amount of the patients, like, I'm happy because a good amount of the patients make a very good recovery and they're back to being independent, but like also a good amount of patients, you know, their new level of functioning, after whatever event they had, whether it be a stroke or an infarction, after that event, like a lot of the patients' new level of functioning is like much lower than it used to be. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed.